So, woodworking project coming up. This one's going to be a cat scratching post. The wife saw a picture on Facebook and figured I could build something similar to it. And here's a picture of it. You can take a look there. And that is what I'm going to build, except for a little bit of a variation off that. I don't know. That one seems to be maybe a little bit not quite right dimensionally. Maybe it's AI. I don't know. But I'm going to build something similar. Going to be out of pallet wood, and it's going to be rough. I'm not going to be planing anything, or just going to be pretty rough, to kind of look rustic like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. And watch along. In case anybody's wondering, these are my plans. That's kind of what I drew out to make it look like, just so I know what I'm doing. And that's the basic, that's how I kind of do things. I kind of get a basic idea, and then I'll work it up from here. I'll try to explain as I go how everything is going to work out and how I'm going to do it. So what I'm doing with this is I'm going to make this, I'll show you, I'm going to do it and then I'll tell you why and what I did after. I hate doing those wedges because they get jammed in that blade every now and again. And they spin out, but got to do it. So what I'm doing is this here. This is going to be going up against the wall like this. But because we have trim on the wall, I want it flush, so that's why I did this. So that the actual frame will go right up against the wall. That's why I did this. And I'll just measure it out, make sure it's the same length, and then that way it'll fit up against the wall. I won't have a big gap there and make it all look like, you know, not good. So that's what I'm doing with this. Okay, so on to the next part, which is going to be exciting, I'm sure. And that is laying out everything for the platforms that we're going to have. Okay, you can see I've made my marks here, and I put the where I'm going to be cutting out and making it indent for my cross pieces. The problem with this is going to be I'm not using anything that's going to be uniform thickness, so it's going to be kind of difficult. So I don't really know exactly. If it was like regular dimensional lumber, I know it's like 1.5 or 1 inch and the depth, but I don't have that yet. So I got to get some pieces out, measure them out, and make sure they're going to be the right thickness, and then I'll get to that. So because those are different thicknesses, I now can do my posts with each one to the right thickness, and it'll make sense in the end. Again. Okay, so now we're going to be gluing this up. Hopefully it glues up nice in the way I planned on it. We'll see. I'll show you as we go. Well, I messed up. I want this distance from here, the outside of here to the inside here, to be 12 inches. This piece is 12 inches. So that means this is 11 and a quarter. Not a big deal, but I'm going to redo it anyways. Got another piece of wood that's the same as this, thickness and everything. So one more time. Okay, got my new pieces cut, and you can see they fit well enough anyways. And from here to here, exactly 12 inches. So I'm going to put all these in, glue them all up, and get going on that. One done. Okay, so I kind of messed this up. Shocker. What I want is this needs to be in a corner like this. I want these to be parallel, and it'll come to it'll make sense later. But of course, I can't. That won't work. So what I'm going to do, trim off a 3/4 inch piece down here, and then this here can sit on top of there, and it'll all work. So I got that set to the blade set and the fence set to the proper size, and we're gonna do that, and hopefully it works. And yes, there are nails in here. I think it's gonna miss them, but if not, it's not the end of the world. Perfect. That'll work out perfect. There we go. So that's good. Again, this will make sense later down the road. And that's going to look goofy, but I don't really care. I've got some modifications I'm going to do to this. I've measured some things out, and I realize now that it's not going to work the way that picture is that I was trying to duplicate. So what I've done is this. So I drew this out on the floor. That's basically the size that it's going to be, each floor on that little cat house. All this is going to make sense, hopefully, eventually as I get going. I will try to explain it as I go down the line, and hopefully it makes sense. It'll become apparent hopefully soon what I'm going to be doing here. Before I do this, I'm going to make some other measurements here, which I just thought of. And then I'll show you the rest of how it's all going to look assembled here in a minute, I hope. So with this though, I'm going to use screws and not the brad nails. I want this one to be pretty solid, so we're going to do a little pilot hole and screw it in place. So that there is kind of the gist of how it's going to go. Okay, so this is kind of the rough outline of what it's going to be. So here's some of the process I'm thinking. This here, I want it to go in kind of like this here, something like that. Of course, cutting around these angles are going to be tough, but I think if I go just do this here like this, I think that's going to work. If I go and mark up here, here. Gonna jigsaw this out and maybe it'll work. Probably it won't. If it does, it'll be a miracle. Holy! Look at that, it fits. I think I'm just going to attempt to do this the original way. And this here, kind of like this here, I'll just do a cross pattern. And that way, when the cats are here, they can still jump up onto here. Okay, so I'm kind of getting towards the end of what I'm going to do here. And I think what I'm going to do is a pergola at the top, diagonally. And I'm going to build a set of stairs, put a little bit of a border around there so that we're going to put cushions on there and the cushion won't slide off all the time. I doubt they will anyways, but this looks a little neater, sort of. So that's what I'm going to do. Just keep watching and we'll see what we get. So I'm going to put this clamp underneath here at the height that I want that, so that way when I drive the nail in there, it doesn't move that down. Woo. That's the danger with using these things. So what do you do with that? I grind it off. Nice. Just short, of course. Why would it be? Just short. Well, I guess it means I cut another one. I'm so confident that this is going to work, I'm just going to put glue on it. I measured properly this time. Oh yeah, beauty. Right in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 1-inch lip all the way around the inside of here on both levels. So this pump is pretty big. Let's see if that's going to do that. But I have a plan. Maybe not a good one. It's a plan. And it's it. So good. Okay, I'm gonna change those legs up. I don't like the way they look. I mean, I've got this old kind of cool looking pallet wood thing or whatever, it looks like. And then I have these nice white, brand new wood pieces at the bottom that looks pretty ugly. So I'm just gonna trim those down and put on a different type of leg. I mean, I'm sure they're not gonna come off that easy because I did glue them in place. The other thing I don't want to do is, this is a fairly high, I didn't realize it was going to be that high. So I'm going to make it so that it's just basically, that's the baseboard there. And I'm going to make it just that height so it looks a little bit less gangly, I guess. So this is how I'm going to attempt to do this. I'm going to hold, this will be pried like this, and I'm just going to go like this. And hopefully it comes apart without breaking this piece. Yeah. Hey, actually worked pretty good. Nice. This one here is going to be a little different because the angle, but I think, well, I do have a plan. I don't know. Well, I don't really have a plan. Jeez. I'm going to try something similar, I guess. Pull the whole thing up from there. Oh, look at that. That's okay. And there it is. I think it's actually looking better. And I also put the little border on there because we do have a little bin for the cat toys. And instead of actually having a little bin, I think we could just probably throw them right inside of there. And then it'll be something they can come and go as they please. So still got a few more things to do yet. But that's what it looks like now. Got my pergola set up here, ready to go. So I ripped a bunch of these strips, 1 inch wide. Tried to keep it looking rough, so try to get the rough sides to the top. I did have to rip some because I didn't quite have enough. So I got smooth side up just to kind of keep the rustic look. So I'm just gonna start here, go all the way across, do 1/2 inch gap, and I think, see how she goes. I had a nail poke up the side. This is very hard, whatever this wood is, but no big deal. We'll take care of that later. And that is the pergola done. So this is going to be the step. I'll show you where that goes. I've got these little pieces that'll be the little, steps. So I'll probably put 4 on here. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, something like that. Space them out evenly. I'll measure it all out, and then stick it on there, and that'll be 1 step. Now, I always have problems doing this stuff. Getting the measurements and making sure they're even and all that stuff. Never been easy with that stuff. It always seems to be a pain for me. So you're going to see me struggle a bit. Probably. Hey, buddy. Hi, what are you doing there? Oh, buddy. No. Come there. Come there. Go there. There. There you go. Hey. And that's one of the guys that this is for. My big guy here. Always a malfunction. So that is it. I'm just going to wait for that to dry too, or cure, and then I will cut those pieces off, and that's 1 step done. So this one's going to be up the side, and then we'll just do 1 more in here. So it should be pretty straightforward, I think. Again, same thing. So it's 34, so you have divided by 4.5. Okay, and that is the step done. Again, I'm gonna let that cure for a bit, let it harden, and then I'll mount it on another time when it's done. Now 1 more project I need to do. This isn't gonna be big enough. By the time this ramp gets up in here, whichever way it goes, this way I guess, yeah, this way. That ramp, there isn't gonna be enough room here for the big guy to come through. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna trim this back a bit and open this up so there'll be enough room for those guys to go through. Pretty straightforward. Yeah, the scourge of being left-handed. Being left-handed, I gotta try to use my right hand. The jigsaw won't get in there, so. So now that'll be more than enough room for those guys to get up there. Okay, well, I'm gonna bolt the stairs in place, and should be good, I hope. Okay, so I have to mount these on here, like this here. Is how I'm gonna do it. I was thinking about putting it this way, but I think because it kind of goes more fluid flowing up, I'm gonna do it like this. Now, obviously there's gonna be a bit of a problem with it popping, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'll take this piece here, and I'll glue it and nail it up underneath here to like this here, somewhere along this line, just wherever, and then it'll go all the way across, so it's nice and solid, stable, and then bolt that to there, and that should be good. Now, okay, that'd be nice and solid for those fur balls. So what I'm going to do with this piece is essentially the same. I'll have it up to here. I'll mark it. So these are the two marks. Those are the two marks. I'm going to slot this up and around. And it'll make sense when I get there, what I'm gonna do here, so. Pretty much done. So I've got some lights that I ordered that I'm gonna put in here. I'll string them up after, I don't know how that's gonna work out. But I wanna make a pocket out of this. So the cats can lay in it. We have our little kitten who likes to lay in that. I got this fabric and I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. And I definitely have enough fabric. Anyways. So first thing, I'll put a piece across here and then I'll just kind of see how it goes. Okay, so you can see I got this down. Now that I see, I probably should have put it up level with this. Whatever, that's trial and error. So I'm gonna just try to piece this fabric in here so it kind of sits and hangs, and we'll see how it looks. I'm thinking something like that. So I'll probably just quickly do a quick staple in here. And then just try to piece it out, I guess. So then what I'll do is I'll just get a couple strips that go along here. And I'm just going to keep that up underneath there and loose. We're good. So I had this toy that we had for the cats. Little cat scratcher thing. It's kind of a pain. They never really used it. They did a little bit. See, it's gouged up. But I took this one piece out right there, which is this piece here, and I cut it out. And now I'm going to mount it right down there. I think that'll be a good form. They'll have a bit of a scratching post there, which will be good. I'm just going to glue it in place. Nice. There you go. There's that done. Okay, cool. Okay, well, I'm getting this scratching post done. I wanted a place for this cats to have somewhere to scratch, so this is what I've done. So I doubled this post up here, and this post here just above the little cardboard part that I put on, and I'm just going to wrap that with rope. So I'm just going to wrap that with rope and glue it on there, and I think that'll be good. So I got this hemp rope from the dollar store. It was like $5 for 20 meters. Should be enough to do both of them. So I'm going to try using glue and just kind of smear it on there. I don't know, just hold it in place, so just wrapping it up. I know where other scratching posts that we have, it always gets torn apart and then strands hang down. I don't know, just try it and see. So I've got these two pieces here. I'm gonna clamp those on. And that's gonna hold it nice and tight up against that glue. Hopefully that works. I'm just gonna do the other one now and we'll see. Hopefully that works as well. I don't know. Normally, I would have run out and then I wouldn't have enough, but I bought two, just in case. Well, okay. Bit of a scramble there. I'm always amazed at how much rope you use when you spin it in a circle and how much is actually there. But that should be, with any luck, nice and tight. And should stick on there for a long time. So let that cure and take those clamps off in a few hours. Okay, well I've got the lights here today. There are these here. I'm going to be putting those on the post. So the scratching post. This is how it looks like after the rope was all done and glued on there. So I'm actually pretty happy. It's pretty solid. Like, it's not going to go anywhere. I don't think. I mean, eventually maybe, I guess, but it's pretty solid for the time being. So the lights, pretty impressive, these little things actually. So they have all sorts of different colors. I don't know, whatever they have. So yeah, gonna get installing those. Guess I'm ordering a new set of lights instead of these ones back. I think it's only a matter of time before I actually staple through the wires, but Okay, well, I think that's about it.
With up to 25% savings on select sales. Your next summer adventure starts at the May Long Weekend Sale. On now at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. See online for more details.
Are you tired of lunch bag letdowns? Yeah. Do you want something made fresh? Yeah. Do you have $5.99? Yeah. If you answered yeah, it's time to get Subway 6-inch.
Might look a little better when it's all dark, but yeah, there you go.
Onion chicken teriyaki.
Doesn't look too bad, I don't think.
Chicken for just $5.99.
Hopefully those little buggers like it.
In your mouth and eat it.
Nice.
Two freshly made 6-inch.
Well, that project is done. I think it turned out pretty good, actually. I was quite happy with it. It obviously isn't what I, intended it to be, but I think it turned out pretty good. So I'll post a picture of what it was, the original idea was, and then I have some pictures of it in place. So thanks for watching. If you want, please subscribe and leave any comments below. Thank you.